Hey Felix, welcome for this podcast. I think it's my first podcast of the season. Long time I didn't make video for the channel, and I was thinking, okay, let's start again with Felix. He's my usual podcast interview guy. So I think it's nice to see you after the ice season and ready to start the inline season. So welcome to this new podcast.
Thanks, Pascal. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I think it's a good moment to get some footage again and get some content. We are more or less 1 month away from the start of the an exciting inland season, I think, and therefore, yeah, good moment to catch up again.
Yeah, I was thinking there is quite some news. We know you love marathon as much as me, and there is a lot of activities coming on in marathon. We still have the Swiss Skate Tour arriving. There is still the World Inline Cup, but there is also the World Skate Marathon Tour arriving. So quite some news and exciting. I guess you saw all the prize money for the World Skate Marathon Tour.
Definitely, yeah, for sure. Those three races are something which makes me really excited and motivated. I mean, actually, for a couple of years, I had the feeling that we were more or less losing races, and it wasn't really looking super good for the future of the sport, I would say. But yeah, for me, the World Skate Tour is really something a really positive sign and something I'm really looking forward to taking part myself, but yeah, also with a strong team, obviously.
Yeah, it's come. So there will be three stages. There will be Shanghai, the 14th of April. There will be the marathon from the marathon from the World Championship will become actually one of the stage of this event, and then Havana later in the season. But yes, like huge prize money for the team, 20,000 for the first team. That's quite big. I think $15,000 for the first of the ranking and 10,000 per stage. I don't remember last time we saw so much money in the sport.
It's been a while, definitely. I think probably you were still in the golden era, in the golden age around the early 2000s. I think at that point, those sort of prize purses were still available. Actually, since I've been racing, I think never. And
Yeah.
I've been around also for a while, to be honest.
Yeah. How old are you now, Felix, for this new
I'm
season?
I'm I'm 33 years old. Will turn 34 this year. So yeah, I've got a couple of marathons and a couple of races under my belt, and yeah, still those news they got me super excited and really looking forward to it. Actually booked my flight ticket to Shanghai yesterday, so I'll be definitely at the start line, and yeah, will be the second race of my season. I start this year as usually with the Berlin Half Marathon just a week before as a bit of a leg opener, and yeah, then I'm flying to China. So yeah,
Nice.
it's gonna
Yeah.
be full gas in April already because right after we got Geising International, then my home race Gross-Gerau. So yeah, I'm really training hard these days to be ready for April because I think it's gonna be a really big month.
Yeah, I see in your story you're doing already some training on your cycling pad or road and stuff. I always like to follow this. I recognize also the road where you do overspeed behind the bike. I don't know
Yeah.
if you already did some sprints. What are you
Not yet.
training in those weeks? Is it still
Yeah, not yet.
endurance
Actually,
or?
yeah, you just mentioned I'm coming off a pretty hard ice season, I would say. It's been my third season now back on the ice after a really long time not skating on the ice, and it's the first year where I had a bit of a rough patch, I would say, a bit of stagnation. I couldn't really achieve the results of the 2 years before, and yeah, I think there are a couple of reasons for it. I had quite some struggles with sickness this winter. I think I was more days sick than I was healthy, which is never a good start or not a good sign. And that's also why I choose this winter to stop quite early. So already early February, I already had my last World Cup event in Quebec, and after that, I took for me a really long rest. I think I was 15 days without any training. Went on holiday with the family to Gran Canaria, catching some sun. Didn't touch my bike, didn't touch my skates, didn't go running, nothing. And I think it was really good because I could restart now. I'm at the end of the second week back training, and for sure the first week is a bit rough. After the first bike ride, I thought, oh my god, I lost everything, all my fitness, and after 2-3 trainings already got a lot better. So yeah, actually these days I'm still doing a lot of like just base endurance work just to get moving again. And from next week on, I'll start to introduce a bit more intensity slowly. And because as you know, for those races coming up, especially on the track, there's some speed in the legs needed.
Yeah, it's not easy. You have almost like 1 month of training, basically 2 weeks holidays, 1 month training, and you're already back in your season. And like you say, you have 4 big races straight. It's quite a challenge in just 1 month of training, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the only one. There are at least guys like Jason and Bart. They have the same struggles. They even had, Bart is still on the ice. He's racing next weekend, the all-round Worlds. So his ice season is not even finished yet. Still, I have no doubt that he will be in shape in Shanghai. So, it's also we have a lot of experience in this, and we know what's necessary to do. We know what we can handle and how far we can push, and then usually it should work out. But nevertheless, it's a challenge. Also, to be traveling all year long, like the winter, we were traveling a lot. We had races in Asia, we had races in North America now to finish off the season. And basically, we start the same way again in April with a big trip to China. And if we're looking all the way until October till Cuba, it's going to be a long summer again as well. So it's really, that's why I also took a good rest now before my preparation, just to be sure that I'm not running out of gas towards the end of the year.
Yeah, when you do, it's like 3 years now, like you say, that you are doing inline ice. Do you feel it's more difficult to pick maybe after this 3 seasons compared to just 1 season, basically, where you were jumping? If you do inline for, let's say, 1 double season, it's okay, but now 3 seasons in a row, what are the difficulties in your opinion?
I mean, for me personally, there were a few other changes in my personal life. As you know, I became a father. My son is now 1 year old, and since 1 year, my whole life got turned upside down. It's a massive change. It's super beautiful. I love it. It's great, but nevertheless, I had to figure out how to fit my training into the day, into the week, so that I'm still there for my family, and I'm still there for my son, and I'm still there for my wife. Because usually as a professional athlete, it's a life where you always have to put yourself and your training first. And now for me, this has changed a bit. There are other things which are very important, more important. And therefore, I'm still figuring it out, to be honest. It's not easy. I can't just, I've been always the kind of guy who just trained a lot. Like, I think pretty similar to you, just 6 days a week, twice a day. And, then you do a lot of hours, and usually the shape just comes with the weeks and the months of training. And now I have to be a bit more smart about it. And also have to respect the recovery times and the rest periods. And that's nice. What I'm still trying and figuring out. And actually, I'm hopeful, because last summer I was in the same situation and it worked out quite well. So I believe I can do the same again this summer.
Yeah, I think it's super important. Like you say, these 2 weeks off, it's not easy to do, because we like you also say, we feel kind of guilty if we miss 1 or 2 days of training. We feel, we are losing all the old shape. But then, even if you stop 2 weeks, the best you can get is a lot of energy back. And after 2-3 days of training, you directly feel, actually, I guess you have more energy, and the base of your training is still there. I mean, you train since 30 years and more, almost, let's say. So for sure, the basic will kind of stay for long, but it's a mental exercise to be able to tell yourself, okay, let's take 2 weeks completely off. I know I was not good at it. I couldn't stop training, and actually that was one of the big downside of my ice period. I was not taking enough rest. So when I saw you guys able to do it, I think it's a smart decision to be able to continue to do inline season, ice season. Yeah, you need those rest moments. I guess it's not 1 or 2 weeks off that will destroy all your potential for sure.
No, definitely not. It's probably the opposite, as I said before, because if you run out of energy middle of the season or around the time when it's really important, then that hurts even more. And I think it's better to start into the season maybe a bit undercooked and not fully ready yet, but having enough potential, enough energy to get the shape up when it really counts.
Yeah, you see, and so you will start your season in Half Berlin. It's actually a nice lap also in the city. I didn't do that race that much, but when I did it once last few years, that was a cool race. It will have a little feeling maybe of the new Berlin, because we don't know yet the new lap for Berlin in September. Let's hope it's still a big 42K in the city, but some rumors say that it will be maybe a 10K lap.
Yeah, that's right. I don't have any inside information to share with you. I've heard the same rumors. First of all, I'm happy Berlin is still there, because we have to be realistic. To close down a huge city like Berlin for 5,000-6,000 inline skaters a whole day is a big ask. And there were some political changes in Berlin recently, which might lead to the decision that there will be a smaller lap, which we have to be multiple times.
Yeah, let's see. Let's go register. Let's go register to the race.
Exactly.
I invite everybody go to Shanghai, go to Berlin. I mean, we need those big races. The more skater can reach those big races, the better it is for the sport. And I think it's important. And it's not every day we can race. Start in the center of city of Shanghai. Start in the center of city of Berlin. It's a chance for the community. So let's go to those races.
Exactly.
Okay, cool, Felix. Thanks for this little interview. Always nice to see you before the season. And thanks for sharing those little personal things about your training and how you will get ready to start strongly the season. So I hope to see you.
Pascal.
Actually, I will not see you in Berlin, unfortunately, but I will see you in Shanghai, because I will also be there. And it will be kind of my season opening there with a lot of... I think they plan to have 2,000 skaters in Shanghai, so let's see how it goes. Should be a cool race. See you there, Felix, and thank you again.
I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for having me, Pascal. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.